Hi everybody, so in this video I'm going to show you how to turn on the Witch's Night event early, which has dropped as part of 1.1.2, which spawns in these rather spooky bonfires with a scarecrow on top. That also around them can spawn in some witches stuff. There's like a cauldron, there's a witch's hat, there's a witch's broom, there's some kind of witches, they call them witches hoods, but they're like medieval hoods. You can have a bit of fun with that. So I'll show you how to turn the event on, turn the items on, and we're also going to look at how you could spawn the items in regular places as well. So you could have them spawning in, in villages and farms and things like that. So as with all things modding, and remember this works for PlayStation, Xbox, PC as well. You'll want to head over to your server provider. In this example, we're using Nitrado, and you'll want to go into the web interface. And we want to download some files that we want to edit. So you'll want to go into the file browser. Apologies, if this is old hat to lots of people. But go into your missions folder. You'll have to dig down a bit on PC to get your missions folder. On Chernarus maps, it will be offline Chernarus. If it's Slavonia, it will be Enoch. And then click on there. And then if you go into the DB directory, the two files we want to download are the events file, so download that one, and the types.xml file. So you want to download those, and you want to make backups in case we make a mistake. And when we're finished, we're going to upload them back to here and then restart the server and get everything working. So let's have a look. So this is types.xml. So these are the events, these are the items associated with this new event: the broom birch, the cauldron, the crooked nose, the witch hat, the witch's hood, black, brown, and red. So that's the thing. Now, if you want to find them for yourself, if you just start at the top of your types.xml and do Control F in Notepad++ and look for seasonal. Seasonal. There you go. What you'll find is the seasonal event. In fact, what you can do is if you do Control F, find all, you can see all of them, so you can click on them and you can find all the different things. Now, what's interesting about this is, say we look at the crooked nose, is that what you can see here is that these items will only spawn at dynamic event loot places. Like a helicopter crash where you'll only find Lars and things like that at helicopter crash. That's the same with these. They're dynamic event loot only. So normally they won't spawn in normal places. So that's a little bit of background. Now what you need to do is we need to turn all of these on. So if we just go down with like the broom birch and then go down and go, okay, so how many of them do we want? So we want 10 of those. We want the minimum to be 8, like that. And then we can go to the next one, cauldron. We want 10 of those. Minimum to be 8. Then go to the next one, witch's hat. Want 10 of those. The minimum of 8. So you get the idea. You go through all of the seasonal event items and you change the nominal, increase that to what you want. Don't go mad, and the minimum as well, and change that. Now, the next thing we need to do is we need to turn the event on. So it'll turn on. So if we open up our events.xml file, what you're looking for is Bonfire. So if you do a Control F and look for Bonfire, you'll see. Let's close that up. There's the StaticBonfire. So this is the event that spawns in these things. So there's going to be 20 of these that have a chance of happening around the map. In about 60 different locations. But as you can see down here, it says active equals 0. Now they should spawn in also a infected firefighter. That might not work though, the way they've done it. Interesting. Anyway, so what we want to do is we want to change that to 1. Okay, and you would save that. Now, let's just have a quick look at the map group proto. So this is the bit that kind of tells the game at the bonfire event what sort of stuff it should spawn in. So as we can see, at the bonfire, when it spawns in, it should spawn in seasonal event items, because you see the usage there is seasonal event. And if we go back over here, see, and the usage name is there as seasonal events, so that matches. And also firefighter stuff. Because I guess the idea is that there's zombie firefighters around. You may want to take that usage off though, so that you only get the seasonal event stuff spawning in, and that this stuff here, that's just the coordinates that stuff spawns in around. For example, one thing I did was, so if you look at the event spawns actually, .xml, if you download that as well, if you look for the static bonfire, you can see there's about 64 different locations, and if you copy and paste those locations into iSurvive, you can kind of get an idea of where they are. They tend to be in fields, outside of towns and villages, that sort of stuff. So what I did was I increased, just for testing purposes, I increased the nominal of the static bonfires to 62. So that what that means is that there will, there'll be 62 events. So they'll spawn basically everywhere, which is pretty cool. So that people can actually see them and have a bit of fun. It would be really good if you could tie it to just nighttime as well, because they look especially spooky in the nighttime. So what you would then do is you would save all that stuff, save your events, save your types, and then go back to your DB folder, and then you would upload the new files and restart the server. Now let's say though that you want to have these items just spawning normally in different places. So you want witches' hats just to spawn around the map. How would you do that? Well, the first thing we have to understand is that we'd have to get rid of the dynamic event loot tag here. So we've changed that to 0. So they're just normal, just normal loot now. But as you can see, we've got a usage name which is seasonal event, which means they'll only spawn at those bonfires, which we don't want. And also they don't have a category. So what are these things? Are they a weapon? Are they for storage? So what you want to do is you want to give them a category name, say for example of clothes, and a usage name that is normally on the map. So here we've got usage name village, usage name town, usage name farm. And what I'll do is I'll put as much as I can in the description below the video. In YouTube descriptions, you're not allowed to use angled brackets, so you'll have to put them in. But so what we would do something like this. We could then copy that, go back to our types, probably put it over the top of the season event one, because we don't need that anymore. Let's tidy that up a little bit. So with the witch's hat now, 10 of them should spawn on the map, minimum of 8. They're only ever counted on the map when players don't have them. It's a clothing item, and it will be found in villages, towns and farms. There we go. And you would do that then for all of the seasonal event items, the hood and all that sort of stuff. And that way, as people are wandering around the map, they would find this stuff and they can start to dress up. So again, you would save that, go back to your DB file, upload it over the top of the other one, and then restart the server. Do bear in mind that 10, for example, of the witch's hat isn't many, so it's going to take you a while to find them. All right, so don't panic if you don't find them. Find them straight away. So there we go. That, my friends, is how you would start the Witches' Night event early. I understand Witches' Night is on the 1st of May, so I guess that's when they're going to be turning it on, and how you can then turn on the items so that they spawn at the witches event bonfires, and then if you want to, have the witches stuff spawn in various places around the map. Anyway, okay, well, that's enough from me. If you've enjoyed the video, hit like. If you want to see more of the same, press subscribe. Put your questions and comments down below, and I will of course see you again soon.